Good morning, everyone. Come on in. But for those of you who might be joining us on the replay, I want to first thank you for joining us and let you know that if you'd ever like to be a part of our live interaction and you are a Premier Designs jeweler, please feel free to join us at Buffy's Toolbox group on Facebook if you are not already a member. And then you can be a part of that live interaction. Our goal, you know how that works sometimes, each day, Monday through Friday, is to be here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please feel free to join us. For those of you who are going to be popping in, please make sure that you say good morning. Let me know that y'all are here, just so that I know who's joining us, because sometimes the lovely little Facebook app does not always tell me the proper number of people who are here, who has come in, etc. So I sometimes don't know if anybody's here until y'all say good morning. So make sure you say good morning as you come in. As the title stated, this one may be a little bit of an ouch today. So this is where we get to talk about some of those kind of hard things, if you will. So now just remember, those of you who were here with me yesterday, good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Courtney. Those of you who were here with me yesterday and said, oh, make sure you share some more of those principles. Just remember, you asked for it. Okay, so I can't be held responsible for this, right? Okay. Funny that I said that. You'll see why here in a second. Okay. All right. So one of the very first principles that they talked about, good morning to trees. One of the very first things that they talked about was take 100% responsibility for your life. Okay. Now, I know that we have kind of talked about this before and whatnot, but we're going to talk about this a little bit more today, because I feel like it is something that we need to be reminded of on a regular basis. Good morning, Michelle. So take 100% responsibility for your life. This is in all areas of your life. Everything, okay? It doesn't matter if it's your business, doesn't matter if it's your marriage, doesn't matter if it is your social life, if it is your whatever, your job outside of Premier, does not matter. Okay. Good morning, Laura. So we have to, this was something that I feel like when this was said, I went, you know what? I almost feel like that's an epidemic these days, which is we need to release the victim mentality. Okay. We need to release the victim mentality. We got to get rid of it. We got to just say, you know what, I'm not going to be a victim in this. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Margaret. So we are not going to be victims of our own lives. What if instead we were able to truly look at our life as a blessing, which is exactly what it is. And even when things don't go our way, okay, even when things don't go our way, it's probably because it is going God's way. And we have to understand that His way is what we should want more than our way anyway, because His is going to be better, right? So, but we tend to like hold on to things, and when things don't go our way, we automatically start this whole victim mentality. And we also many times begin to blame others, okay? I can't tell you the number of times that I've heard people say things such as, if God loves me so much, why would He allow this to happen? If He loves me so much, why would He have allowed this? Okay. But you also have to understand that much of what happens in our life is because we do have free will. We have the ability to make our own decisions. We have the ability to act on our own actions based on our decisions. And sometimes what happens is simply a natural consequence of our boneheaded ideas, okay, or of our boneheaded actions, all right? It's not always that God doesn't want your business to prosper. It may be that perhaps you didn't have a good attitude when you were doing those things that you should be doing. It could be that you're not actually doing the things you should be. I've also heard at times where people have blamed their upline or their downline or their sideline and said, well, you know what? I really could. I could succeed in this business if I had a better upline. No. You can succeed in this business if you do your job. You can succeed in this business if you do what you're supposed to do. Y'all, we have an overabundance of training available to us all the time. All the time. So it doesn't matter if you only have time to train at midnight. Guess what? Those online trainings are there all the time. Those YouTube trainings are there all the time. You can get on and train whenever. For people who say, I don't have time to go to monthly trainings. Okay. What's stopping you from listening to a 15-minute training in your own home once a day? Okay. What's stopping you from researching things you should be doing? I mean, here's the thing. This isn't part of the notes, but I'm just curious. Okay. Because I have a really tough time with those who choose not to make training a priority, okay? Because it is so vitally important, okay? So incredibly important. And listen to me, the online trainings are great, but they do not compete in any way, shape, or form with meeting in person and spending time loving on other people and allowing other people to love on you personally, okay? Personally, there is absolutely no replacement for that. Okay. We need that. We need that contact with one another. And let me ask y'all something. Would you go to a cardiologist who says, well, you know, I really like the idea of being a cardiologist and I really like the idea of doing this and whatever. And, you know, I've heard some things of how to do it, and, you know, I've tried some things, and, you know, a lot of the things that I've tried have failed. But, you know, I mean, still, like, I'm here and I have my license and all that. Y'all, let's be real for a minute. Are you going to go to him? Are you going to go to that cardiologist for anything? Or are you going to be like hightailing it out? Okay. So you have to look at that. Michelle, listen, if the local training in your area is not the best, start your own. Start your own. Listen, I have been doing my own training since I was in the business 5 months. I've been doing my own monthly trainings every month since I came in the business and was only in for 5 months. All right. So if the trainings in your area are not the best, start your own. Start your own. Okay. And invite others to join you there. Okay. Yes. Build those relationships at trainings. Listen, it is like a big family reunion when you get to go to rally or regional rally or things like that. When you have gone and you have built relationships with these people. Okay. So I do want you to think about that. You wouldn't go to that cardiologist. You would not. If he's telling you, well, I've heard of some things and I've tried some things and it didn't really work all that well and yet, you would not go to him. You want to go to somebody who is well trained. You want to go to somebody who is keeping up on all the most up-to-date information. That's who you're going to want to go to. The same can be said for you in your business. If you are not doing trainings and you are not putting yourself out there and learning things and researching ideas and finding out what is new and upcoming in the trends and things like that, you have zero credibility. So I'm just saying, okay, make sure that you are going to those trainings. Okay, so zero excuses, okay, because here's the thing. This was a quote that I know I've heard this before, but it's one that we tend to forget about, maybe conveniently forget about. But the quote was, 99% of all failures come from people who make a habit of making excuses. And that was George Washington Carver who said that. So this is so very true. I cannot even tell you how true this is. Okay. You have got to remember that, listen, you can't do anything if you're doing nothing. I hope that makes sense, but you would be amazed at the number of people who go, this business just is not doing anything. Well, what are you doing? And sometimes you kind of get that deer in the headlight look of like, what do you mean? What am I doing? Y'all feel me, right? Okay. All right. So, another thing that they talked about was we need to focus on the things that we can control, because listen, there are a lot of things that are going to happen in your lifetime that you have zero control over. Okay? Zero. But here are the 3 things that you do have control over. Okay? And this is why you have to take 100% responsibility for your life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It is what it is because of you. Not because of your past, not because of your current situation, nothing. There is absolutely nothing that is anybody else's responsibility other than your own when it comes to your life and your business. Because you have control of these 3 things. You have control of the thoughts you think. Now, some people would say, well, you know what? I can't control what comes into my head. You can't control what comes into your head, but you can control what you allow to reside there. Okay? You might not be able to stop those thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not this, or you're not that, but you can absolutely curb them by saying, you know what? I have no room for those thoughts in my head because I am the daughter or the son of a king. And therefore, I also know that Jesus thought that I was so amazing that I was worth dying for, y'all. Like, think about this. You are somebody. You are amazing. You are awesome. And here's the thing. Anything that has ever told you anything different is a lie. It's all been a lie. Okay? So, keep in mind that you have control of the thoughts that you think and how long you allow those thoughts to reside there. Because if those thoughts come into your head, you absolutely have the power to push them right back out of your head and say, oh no, sir. Oh no, sir. Those thoughts are not going to stay in my head. Okay? All right. The second thing that you have total control over what comes into your head are images that you visualize. Okay, images that you visualize. So here's the thing. I want you to think about this for a moment. When you're thinking about your business, are you thinking about your business succeeding? And are you visualizing that? Or are you instead visualizing selling off all of your materials because you don't think this is going to work for you? What are you thinking about? What are you visualizing? You have control over that. Okay, so they also talked about during that same training that we were talking about this stuff, they also talked about that there was a study that was done where there were basically real knee procedures and fake knee procedures that were done on these multiple patients. Okay, there was equally as many people who had the fake surgery who stated relief and less inflammation, less pain, and everything else as what there was in the people who had the actual surgery. Because here's the thing. We are what we think. We are what we visualize. So if we are constantly thinking and visualizing nasty thoughts, then that is what we are going to attract. Okay, it's the law of attraction. That's what we're going to focus on. So therefore, where are we going to find the joy? All right, for anyone who's ever said, well, I've just lost my passion for the business. No, you didn't. You gave your passion to something else because when things got hard, you focused on the hard. And suddenly it was no longer a joy to do it, so you found something else to throw yourself into. It's just what it is. It's just what it is, okay? The third thing that we absolutely can control is the actions we take or the actions that we don't take. So I want you to think about those things and then remember this, that you can either create or allow things in your life that shouldn't be there. Okay? Such as negativity, such as drama, such as, lies that the devil tries to tell you about yourself, such as insecurities and this and that. You can either create those things or allow it. You can also either create or allow the positive things to happen in your life. You can allow or create those positive thoughts, those positive visuals, those positive actions that you take in your business, and having a no excuse attitude of, you know what? I'm done with excuses. I'm not going to make an excuse for why my business is what it is or what it is not. I'm not going to blame somebody else. I'm not going to blame my upline who hasn't contacted me in 6 months. By the way, that's not my upline. I'm just saying some people may have that. My upline is awesome. And so you have to think about that. You have to be willing to say, I'm done blaming people. I'm done blaming those in my family who don't support my decision to do this business. Okay? You have to remember those things. Okay? It is so vitally important to take 100% responsibility for the good, the bad, and the ugly of your business, because truth be told, it is your responsibility and yours alone. Y'all, I don't know if you've noticed the title that we have, but our title is Independent Distributors. Not dependent, but independent. The funny thing is, many times we want to call ourselves a business owner, but we don't want to take ownership of what we do in our business. We don't want to be the one responsible. We don't want to say, well, you know what? That show canceled because I totally dropped the ball and I haven't been in touch with that hostess and I didn't even send her packet or anything else. Instead, we want to get angry when we contact her and she says, oh, I totally forgot all about it. I'm going to have to reschedule. Don't blame that hostess. Okay? Look at yourself and go, you know what? Did I do everything I could have possibly done? And if the answer is yes, then you just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? If you can instead look at that situation and go, you know what? I dropped the ball. I totally just did not do what I should have done. Okay? Then own that and do better the next time. And here's the thing. If you realize that you didn't do what you were supposed to do and she forgot because you have not been keeping in touch with her, this is where you say, you know what, sweetie, I am so sorry that I did not communicate with you as often as I know I should have. And it's probably partially my fault that you forgot about that show date. I should have been in contact more, but because I wasn't, I'd like to give you an extra bonus for your next show. Okay? Own it. Take the responsibility for it. And then the next time, listen, do better. Show her how you should have handled it. Okay? So take 100% responsibility for your business, for your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you have negative things in your life, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay? If those are family members that you can't just get rid of, all right, then just limit the amount of time that you spend with those people and surround yourself with people who are positive. Surround yourself with people who will help you build your dreams. And guess what, ladies? I want to let you in on a little secret. You can do that by going to trainings. Go to trainings and you will be surrounded by people who want to see you succeed. Okay? So listen, you should never skip those trainings. You should never skip a chance to be able to spend time with your premier family who wants to see you succeed and who is on many of the same journeys that you are on at this very minute, where you could find someone to confide in. You could find someone to talk to. You could find someone to get ideas for of how to get out of the rut that they once were stuck in, and now that's the very same place you're finding yourself. Okay? So get out there. Get to your trainings. Okay? All right. That's what I have for y'all today. I hope that it came to you out of pure love, because y'all know that's all I have for you. And I just love y'all so very much. And I am so thankful that you choose to spend your mornings here with me, because I know you could really be spending your time anywhere. And we all have a ton of things that we could be doing. So thank you so very much for being here. I hope that it touched your heart in some way. Also, remember, this will be on YouTube. So if you would like to share that link out, the link will be posted here as soon as it is available. And I just love y'all. So thank you so much for all the interaction, for the hearts. Keisha, I missed reading yours. Own your mistakes and do a better job the next time. You got it. And do better the next time. You got it. So thank you guys so very much. I so appreciate it. Courtney says, keep those tips coming. Love it. Jennifer says, Buffy, you have such a gift of giving the hard truth in such a supportive and loving way. Thank you. Listen, I'm so glad it comes across that way, because, like I said, I truly love y'all so much. And it breaks my heart anytime I hear somebody say that they are deciding to not continue their business, whether they are in my downline or not. And it just breaks my heart when I see that, because I know the potential of this business. And y'all, I know I don't even do what I'm supposed to do 100% of the time, but I also will own that. Okay. I will also own that and take 100% responsibility for it and be like, I have slacked, like, in a major way. And I do my very best to make up for it then. So needless to say, listen, I'm not telling y'all to be perfect. I'm not telling you guys to do it right all the time, 100% of the time. I'm simply saying, take 100% of the responsibility for your actions, for your life, for your business, for your thoughts, for your visualizations, for all of it. Okay. And the funny thing is, when you realize that you have to take 100% responsibility for that, you start wanting to do better, because you don't want to take responsibility of stuff that's like in the dumps. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that. So you're going to want to be able to feel proud of the accomplishments that you did, no matter how big, no matter how small. Okay. But here's the other thing. Make sure that you are always seeking God through it all, and that you are also bringing glory and honor to Him in everything that you do, and glorifying Him when things are going right in your business, glorifying Him when things are going bad in your business. Okay? All right, y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll have another little tip for you tomorrow about something from that training. And then maybe y'all will see why it's so very important to go to those trainings as well, right? Because then y'all would have already had the info if you were there. I'm just teasing, because obviously it was in York, Pennsylvania where I got this info, and not everybody could be there. So, yes. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here. Have a blessed day.